Alrighty, welcome back everyone. It is LaughNgamez here. I'm back with another Starcraft 2 1 versus 1 bot AI cast. We have got ourselves what should be a good one here today, as it's gonna be BenBotBC, the BC standing for Battle Cruiser, gonna be taking on DominionDog, a Terran bot that made its name splashing out onto the scene a while ago with some very cool Mass Reaper, highly aggressive expansion play. And so we've kind of got to watch how it does over time. And that's exactly why it's going to be fun to see it try and take on BenBot. Now, DominionDog was last updated December 13th, 2024. And BenBot was last updated January 15th, 2025. So getting a bit more love lately. We're on the map Automaton, the AI edition. BenBot's going for a bit of a cheeky cheese, however it seems it's going to be scouted right away. So DominionDog immediately just nopes on out of there with that SCV saying Terran begin scout, proxy racks, Terran early defend marauders. So I don't know if that means DominionDog thinks it's up against marauders or if it's going to be making marauders to defend. All in all though, very good scout out early on, as BenBot is just building up, going to be producing another depot. I'm curious to see how fast BenBot will expand after this cheese, as there is going to potentially be a bunker going on up. Ladies and gentlemen, before we get too far into this match, make sure to go ahead and click that like button if you haven't already. Give it a click, give it a clack. If we can get one like for every little point on a mineral patch, that would be amazing. And then leave a comment saying more bots if you want to see more bots. You guys are the best at it. I don't ask you guys to do that just for the fun of it. It does help out with the YouTube algorithm. Then subscribe if you're not already subscribed, as this is the only channel which posts pretty much daily bot videos. We mix in some other pro Starcraft here and there, but primarily that. Oh man, DominionDog having a bit of a hard time this match, completely misplacing its factory to mess with its mining. I'm not sure how much this is going to mess with its mining, but definitely some. I don't even know how it was able to build that there. Anyway, DominionDog, we'll see if it's going to be making a tank or a cyclone. Either way, that's going to help it break out against this potential bunker shenanigans of BenBot. Behind this, BenBot is going for its own command center. So going for the early aggression, contain and delay the opponent, and then get up a CC to take the economic lead. That's the theory behind this one anyway. Now, DominionDog, it's been producing some Marines steadily. There is a tank about to finish up and a Liberator as well. Liberators can be very powerful in bot matches. They're something that takes a bit of work to program them to be used correctly. At the same time, they also take quite a bit of work to respond to. The tank is going to siege up. Marines are staying out of range of the bunker, which is quite important. The tank is starting to shoot away on the bunker too. One SCV is not enough to repair this either, so in theory it should eventually get brought down. Marines are occasionally padding, I think maybe pushing each other into the range of the bunker, just barely. However, that is a nice, slow, methodical cleanup for DominionDog in order to make sure that it is able to take this fight. The Liberator even sieging up. Is it going to kill that Marine? Yes, it is. Then, yeah, just a nice little fight for DominionDog, cleaning up those Marines. Behind this, though, BenBot does have its own tank, a bunker up at the front, getting up a command center. So a slight economic lead for BenBot. Well, maybe a little bit more than slight. Still, though, there's definitely a lot of play in this game for either bot to take the lead. We'll see which one has got the better performing TVT. As BenBot, it's getting out a Viking, getting out a Fusion Core. DominionDog has got a Cyclone and a Reaper on the way, so the Reaper gonna go for a Scout potentially, and actually a second Reaper on the way. So the time to build Reapers, I think, is probably past. However, DominionDog definitely does like them, so we'll see if they're able to get anything done. The concern, though, is trying to get anything at all done against BenBot is quite challenging with such a defensive setup. That really is one of the main features of this bot. BenBot is getting up a third as well, so going to keep this economic lead going just by continuing to expand. And then an eBay on the way. The Rax finally makes its way home, so that can potentially be a little bit useful now. And then DominionDog is actually getting up its own third base very, very quickly, so actually going to even things up in a big way, because BenBot is built inside its main. It's going to take time to float that on over, whereas DominionDog is building its right on location. Getting up a second starport as well seems to be quite a good read against BenBot, which is building battle cruisers. Extra starports are exactly what you want against BCs. We haven't really seen any tags of this, but maybe DominionDog, it just remembers what strategy to do, whether there's some programming to adapt to this, or who knows, maybe it just likes its mass starports right out the gate. That is a way that DominionDog likes to play, is mass banshees, that kind of thing. At the same time, they will double with helping to deal with these battle cruisers. We'll see if, and there is quite a bit of anti-air here for DominionDog, so the first BC shouldn't get too much done for BenBot, I don't believe. The Red Terran is landing this third base on location. It'll probably make that into a planetary if I know BenBot, which makes this location very safe. At the same time, that will be one less mule that is available. Hellion comes to the wrong side of town and gets killed pretty much immediately. BenBot, not deterred though, has got double armories on the way. It is actually making that third base into an orbital command, which is quite interesting, because BenBot does sometimes make those into planetaries, I want to say. Maybe I'm getting mistaken, and maybe it's the fourth base that it usually builds as planetaries. There is Banshees now on the way for DominionDog, though, so it will be looking to get some work done with those. There is turrets present for BenBot, however, we have seen DominionDog is willing to kill turrets and spore crawlers, that kind of thing, with the Banshees in the past, because if you have, I don't know, 5 or 6 Banshees, they can kill a turret pretty much, well, rather quickly. DominionDog has yet to turn its own command center into an orbital. It's too busy building SCVs to do that, it seems. Actually, just getting its natural base as an orbital, that is very, very delayed. So some missed mule opportunity there for sure for DominionDog. We've got Cloak, Hyperflight Rotors now on the way for the Blue Terran, as DominionDog is going to be moving out with some of these air units. Banshees are going to potentially kill that Hellion. Yes, they will. As DominionDog is now moving on out, BenBot has got turrets, a Widowmine, and a battle cruiser to try and defend this. Air versus air fight is starting to take place, however things may definitely turn around as soon as this BC shows up, although Vikings are getting lots of shots off, so the battle cruiser already is repelled. At the same time, Marines are moving forward into the Widowmines and just get killed pretty much right away. BenBot, though, its own Marines are now spilling forward. A Cyclone going to kill off the Widowmine, that's quite important. Gas mining is being denied as well. The one tank really is the anchor point for BenBot to hold this position, but the tank of DominionDog is getting some good shots off. At the same time, the battlecruiser has now been repaired and is ready to go for another fight, and that's the beauty of battlecruisers. They can just be repaired. We've got auto turrets going down on both sides. The BC takes some damage, though, and elects to retreat. Banshees are on the front lines trying to do what they can, pick off some of these SCVs, and they are doing that. The siege tank is up to 16 kills, so that's no small amount. A very successful push with the Blue Terran bot getting some work done, as DominionDog actually really does some economic damage to BenBot. How many dead SCVs is that? 18. That really is no small amount. We do have the Blue Terran bot being pushed away. The army of DominionDog may not be as hot as it needs to be. At the same time, it is saying Terran late air, battlecruiser, Terran late anti-air. So making lots of Vikings still as an answer to the battle cruisers. We're now seeing a fourth base go up for DominionDog. BenBot already has got its fourth up, though. So I know BenBot took some damage, but its economy is still looking mighty fine. Banshees flying into some Vikings. However, then the Vikings of DominionDog show up to help out with this. The BC can't really kill the Vikings or the Banshees unless there's a scan. We've got Vikings against Vikings right now, as the battlecruiser really absorbs a lot of damage though, so I'm not too sure how much success DominionDog will have. It does repel the BC though, and there is only one BC out for BenBot. There's yet to be another one built. Both these Terran bots are really focusing on the Viking side of things, which is actually quite important, I'll say, as battlecruisers do die out to Vikings en masse, unless you have like 200 BCs, and depends on the micro and that kind of thing. So it is cool to see both these bots sort of adapting to that. BenBot not making any more BCs as they kind of are less efficient in this circumstance. 1-1 upgrades are on the way for DominionDog's Vikings. BenBot already has got 1-1 done, so that's actually definitely giving BenBot a bit of an edge. Still though, a 4th is done for DominionDog. Now a 5th base is on location. We'll have to wait and see when BenBot's going to be taking its own 5th. There is a 5th on the way for the Red Terran. BenBot likes to build its bases at home, then float them over, whereas DominionDog just kind of slaps those bad boys down wherever, and now it's double expanding. Banshees are coming on in. They're almost killing a turret, however, not quite enough damage there. Vikings versus Vikings. There's not a high enough count here for DominionDog, and the upgrades are definitely costing it a little bit. So DominionDog will want to cease the attack for now, as it doesn't take a lot of math to see that this one is not going to go the way of DominionDog. However, now we're seeing Thors be produced by DominionDog, which is one of the reasons why I love this Terran bot. Sometimes it'll play mass Thors, it'll play all sorts of styles. And then BenBot is transitioning into more battlecruisers, I guess feeling that it has enough Vikings. Now it can go for some of those big units, so we could be having Thors versus battlecruisers, something that I'm a very big fan of. A Hellion is being a nuisance, hitting this 5th or 6th base attempt. Looks like a Marine is going to come forward with a Banshee too. However, this Hellion may get 2 very critical SCVs as DominionDog attempts to take another base. More Thors are being built. Lots of command centers going up, though. This is going to give DominionDog a rather small army for the time being, though, as BenBot is just making lots and lots of battlecruisers, pushing out on the map. So DominionDog may have a bit of a hard time holding on for now. It's currently 12 Vikings to 8, though. The Thor is out, and oh no, the Thor is trapped like a big dum-dum. It may eventually get out when that mineral field mines out. However, the Sim City of DominionDog causing a bit of problems here today. Vikings are flying back home to be repaired amidst all these skirmishes that are going down. Auto turrets from a Raven being tossed down. Vikings are finding each other. DominionDog with the lead, now taking a win in that Viking versus Viking match. The other BCs for BenBot are not present just yet. The micro of the Vikings for DominionDog is quite cool as well. It's very fluid. They almost never stop moving, it seems. DominionDog is now taking pretty much all the bases out on the map, as we've got more orbitals going up, so that means more mules and a much higher income for the Blue Terran. I feel like this is still a massive commitment, though, that could leave DominionDog a little bit vulnerable. Vikings versus Vikings still trading out against each other. It's presently 5 BCs out for BenBot, though, but gas mining gets disrupted. The Red Terran bot is on 5 bases now, floating over a 6th, which is quite important. BenBot will need to at least try and match the crazy economy of DominionDog. Vikings are being pushed back for DominionDog during this chaos. That one Thor, is it still stuck? Oh my gosh, now there's two stuck Thors. These minerals cannot mine out fast enough for DominionDog. I believe the Thors will be unstuck when that happens, though. Thank gosh that is... okay, I really hope that that's what's going to happen, because I want to see some Thors do some fighting here. And there we go, they are free, so well done to the mule working overtime to get those Thors out of there, as that could have been catastrophic for DominionDog. There is lots of Banshees out for DominionDog as well, so they don't necessarily shoot other air units, which could be problematic for the Blue Terran bot. However, the economy of DominionDog is rather insane. We're going to be seeing more and more mules being dropped. Vikings are skirmishing. However, I'm not sure DominionDog has the Viking count it needs in this case. The Banshees are doing work during this, though, trying to kill off the turrets, but there's not enough of them. Actually, the Vikings then flying over the turrets, as the micro is a little bit of a mess. We do have upgrades building for both sides. That was not a good fight for DominionDog, though, and the Blue Terran bot definitely needs to make some more stuff, but the production, if we take a look, has actually really paused. DominionDog is just floating money. It's not making anything. As, yeah, look at that. It's got 3-3 on the way, but no Vikings being made. Literally no units being made for DominionDog. I'm not sure what's going on right now, but it could make like 10 Vikings. There we go. It finally wakes up as it makes 2 Ravens, 5 Vikings, a Banshee, and some Marines. Fortunately, BenBot is a very defensive bot and isn't getting aggressive right now. Still, though, I'm quite concerned for DominionDog. I think it may have been trading out a little bit too much stuff. We've got BenBot up to 5 battlecruisers right now, moving across the map. There's only going to be like 5 Vikings out for DominionDog, as these do take a little bit of time to make. The Thors on the ground could definitely get some work done. We'll see if they eat Yamato cannons for breakfast or not, though. And are any SCVs coming off the line to repair these Thors? No, they're not, so one of them goes down. DominionDog holds the line for now. And we are seeing more starports be produced, which is quite important. DominionDog has got the economy that it needs in order to keep this going, as those extra mules from all those orbital commands is quite big. It's 9 orbitals to 5, so that's something that's significant in these TVTs, although it is good to see that BenBot has gone for quite a few of its own orbitals. 5 orbitals. I think that actually may have been a bit of an adjustment the bot author made, because I do remember knocking BenBot in the past saying, oh, you got to make more orbital commands so you mine more in the late game, and it definitely has been doing that, which is very cool to see. So maybe a bit of an adjustment from the bot author. I know BenBot has been receiving quite a few updates. DominionDog takes quite an R8 trade with its Vikings and Thors. As far as the overall army goes, I'm not sure which one's actually superior at this point. Battlecruisers are getting Yamato cannons off on Vikings. The BCs do get forced away in these fights. However, DominionDog is kind of lacking on stuff right now, but we're seeing a ridiculous 10 Vikings at a time being made. Thors are doing pretty well for themselves on the ground. I'd love to see a few more of those get made. It does seem to be just mass Vikings, mass Banshees for DominionDog, though. Look at that. Turrets being killed by Banshees. That is not something you see every day. However, this is the logic with DominionDog. It's almost just like, just spam Banshees so you have enough that they eventually get something done. The Vikings for DominionDog are getting shots off on the BCs of BenBot, which aren't really pooling themselves up, which means they are rather vulnerable. There's quite a line at the repair station for the BCs of BenBot. So looks like the Red Terran may actually be losing a base, which is really quite concerning, as DominionDog with its mass Vikings is flying on in here. Yamato cannons are getting some free Viking kills, however, DominionDog can afford to replace those. BenBot is actually starting to lose battlecruisers as the DPS of these Vikings is so high, and all of a sudden, as soon as DominionDog got enough production up, and what is it? How many Vikings right now? 17 Vikings. The BCs of BenBot just are not enough. That the logic of going in one at a time, and look at this, it's just a massacre as they all get shot out of the skies. BenBot did not make enough of its own Vikings, it seems, to support its battlecruisers, and things are really problematic. The couple Thors on the ground doing some work as well, helping clean out this base as BenBot's economy falls down. Repair going down on the turret to help deal with the Banshees. Like, these SCVs are putting in overtime as the turret is actually shooting Vikings out of the sky. Resources lost-wise, though, BenBot is falling behind those battlecruisers with so much money dumped into them in repair. Once they go down, it really affects the resources lost. Like, this turret needs a medal or something, though. This guy has just got to be so tired shooting down 12 Vikings. As BenBot is holding on for now. It's even trying to retake this base. However, DominionDog beat it to it with going, yoink, that's my base now. You cannot get off that location for a second. And yeah, BenBot is just kind of crumbling here a little bit. The Thor on the ground is just getting free shots off on this command center, which is being repaired non-stop. Viking against Viking. BenBot is doing its thing, but it simply doesn't have the numbers right now. And the commitment to the BCs, it seems that the biggest issue with them against just something that's anti-BC is that the BCs, they don't pool up for BenBot. They just go in one at a time. and that works when the unit counts in the game are relatively low. It helps the BCs get efficiency, but when the opponent's supply is past a certain amount, they kinda gotta group up, I feel. So maybe that could be a bit of an adjustment in BenBot's play to help against this very specific bot, DominionDog. However, DominionDog with the Banshees, it's cleaning out the bases. BenBot is, I mean, it's still kind of mining at this base. It just doesn't have anything to deal with the Thor because all the battle cruisers are dead. There isn't a tank on location to defend this spot. 2 more Thors come forward. Looks like this planetary may actually kill one of them. We'll see. Not quite, so the Thor stays alive. BenBot losing another base. Look at all these Vikings for DominionDog. The micro of them is very cool. Big Widow Mine connections hit the Banshees. The hero turret does eventually go down, though. That means that this base is going to be very vulnerable. And yeah, BenBot, it's a very cool bot that plays the late game quite well and very uniquely. However, DominionDog seems to have its number just with the Thors, with the Vikings, and with the mass economy to support this. BenBot did seem to have a better economy than it usually did, so maybe it went a bit better. However, just the trades were not good enough in order to deal with that. Maybe BenBot needed to replace the tanks at its bases to deal with the Thors. Maybe it needed a few more turrets in this case. It really is tough to say. Maybe it just needed to not build the BCs or to group them up. I think grouping up the BCs would be a good start in cases like this. I think maybe if, say, BenBot had a check, if it keeps count of enemy supply, it'll say, hey, my opponent's over 150 supply. Let's start pooling up those battle cruisers. That sort of thing, perhaps, could be an improvement. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, if you did enjoy this cast and you're still watching, but you're not subscribed, go ahead and subscribe if you haven't already. Click that like button if you made it all the way to the end of the video. Leave a comment saying more bots, more Banshees, more Vikings, more Thors, whatever it may be. It does help out with the YouTube algorithm. And yeah, big thanks to everyone that does support the channel via the ways in the description. The Banshees really don't care about their lives, just eating Widow Mines. How many died this game? A whopping 52 dead Banshees. However, DominionDog had the resources to back it up. BenBot is now, unfortunately, just getting cleaned on out. And well done to DominionDog. Still having BenBot's number. At least in these longer games. And DominionDog did do well dealing with the contain early on, that kind of thing. Then just kind of just out-macroed BenBot eventually. I was a little bit concerned for DominionDog with how aggressive it was being, that if BenBot counterattacked, but that counterattack never really came as BenBot is highly defensive. Big thanks to everyone for tuning in. I'll see you guys next time.